Sup? What's up, y'all? Lob dropping in here for another Minecraft video. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial of these three houses right here. That's right, the houses from SpongeBob SquarePants, the greatest cartoon of all time, and frankly, I think some of the most iconic houses out there. Instantly recognizable. Let's build them, guys. Let's go. Alright guys, and jumping into the tutorial, we are going to be starting off with SpongeBob's Pineapple House. Let's get started. Alright guys, to get started, I'm going to be going over the block palette you'll need for this build. The main block in this build is this smooth red sandstone block. Moving on to the regular red sandstone block. We've also got pumpkins. We then have the stairs and slabs of both the sandstone and smooth sandstone. We have oak leaves, or really any leaves that you'd like. I just prefer the lighter ones like oak. I have blue stained glass. I have the warped trap doors, the warped door. We have a prismarine wall, prismarine bricks, and prismarine brick stairs. And we have a soul fire campfire. You can use a regular one if you'd like. I just like the blue to keep with the same kind of theme and palette going along with this. So guys, let's get into this. I broke it down real easy for you. So we're going to start off by building the shape in front of us 3 times upwards. So here's the shape that you'll be building. All of the houses will actually start with the same base of 5 by 2 by 2 by 5. Just going all the way around just like that. And so build this up 3 times. And it'll look something like this. Then we will go around the outside and place our stairs like this. Now I did the regular red sandstone stairs on the edges, but you can texture and vary how you like. But this is the layout you're going to have for the stairs. I'll just go around slowly so you can have a good look and copy this. We're going to be doing this next pattern 3 times as well. It is 3 by 2 by 1, repeated in a pattern going around. So 3 by 2 by 1 by 2 by 3 by 2 by 1 by 2 by 3. Just like that, going all the way around, and we'll do that 3 times up, and it will look something like this. Now this one we're going to be placing our stairs along in a pattern like this with a solid block in the center right here to give it a more rounded top there. So I'm just going to be going around and showing you how you will build this part of the build. Now moving on to the next one. This next pattern we're only going to be building 2 times up. So we have it here. It is 5 and then 1 and then 1 and then 5 in a repeating pattern going around like that. And when we put it on the build, it'll look like this. And this is the pattern for our stairs for this layer. If you can imagine each one of these layers that we've built up as being a slice that we're rounding off, that will help to figure out where these stairs are supposed to go. Moving on to our next pattern. This one we are only going to be doing 1 time. So here it is a 3 by 2 by 2 by 3. And that pattern is going to be going all the way around. We're going to place that on once, just like this, and then our stairs going on top of it are going in right in this pattern like so. Our next pattern will be only done once as well. It is a simple 5 by 1 circle. And when you place it on, it'll look like this. Now here we don't do stairs, we're going to be doing slabs, and those will be going on these corner pieces right here, just like this. And we're closing in on being done. We're doing this pattern once, just like this. It's very similar to the last pattern, except these are shrunk in one, so it's just 5 with a gap, and then 5, just like that. When we place it in, it's going to look like this, and same thing as before. We're going to be placing our slabs in these little corner pieces, just like this. And finally, to top it off, we've got this piece right here, so it's only done once. It is 3, the gap, and then 3, and then we just fill in this whole top up there. And when we place it in, our house looks like this, and we have our pineapple shape in place, guys. Next, we're going to be moving on to the decorations of the house. We have the chimney right here, a very simple 2 prismarine walls with an upside down prismarine brick stair here. Our prismarine bricks on top of that stairs. Then we have our soulfire campfire in there, surrounded by our warped trap doors. The front door and then the back door as well are going to be this pattern right here. We've got our warped trap doors going all the way around to make an outline for our warped door. And then the windows you place in are going to be placed on corners, and so they're going to have this kind of shape to it. You're going to stick them in, and then you're going to outline them in these warped trap doors, depending on which direction it's facing. Depends on where you're going to be placing. So let me show you the placement. So obviously the front door is going to be placed in the center, just like this. We then have a window right here. Now for these, whenever a warped trap door intersects with a stairs, you're going to get rid of that stair. You don't need it there anymore because we'd rather have this color going through than the little bit of rounding detail. So we're going to add one right here, and we're going to add one up here. So I'm going to back up so you can see the placement of that, and you can place those in. We then have the chimney. The chimney is going to be placed up on this 4th from the top layer right here, going out and up like so. We then have a couple of windows and doors on the back. It's essentially going to be mirrored but opposite. So if I look through, you can see the window on the other side. It's just going to come straight through. We'll do the same thing there. Come straight through, do the same thing there. And then his back door is actually a double wide kind of garage door. So I did a double door here, still doing one on the center, and then I went one to the right of it. You could do it to the left. It's really up to you in your preference and really how you place this into your world, how you want to do it. The last thing we're going to do is going to be the hardest one for me to explain, but I try to break it down really simple for you so that you guys could build this in a very simple way. So this right here is what our leaves on top of our pineapple will look like when we're done. Here's where we're going to place the oak leaves, but I changed them into these iron blocks and then white stained glass so that you can see the pattern pretty easily. On each one of these edges here, so not on the corners, on the edges here, we're going to be building 4 up starting on the bottom. We're going to come 1 out, so you will still place a leaf block where these glass blocks are, and you're going to build 4 up. So it's 4, out 1, up 4. 4, out 1, up 4. 4, out 1, up 4. You get the picture. Next, for these corner pieces, you're going to be building directly over top of these slabs, and you're going to go 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are going to be a little bit higher than the ones in there, but that's going to actually really help to add to the shape. Then you're going to come out corner-wise, so you're going to go diagonally out from there and add a leaf block and go up 3. See, it's 4 up, diagonal out 1, up 2, and you're going to do that pattern all the way around. Last but not least, you want to fill in the gaps in between each one of these sides and corner pillars of leaves. So each one of these is going to get 2 leaf blocks as just a little bit of a wall to just kind of cover in the gaps and make it look more like it's all one plant, all one leaf, and not just a bunch of like a kind of and not just some really skinny, awkward looking leaves up there. So that, guys, is how we build SpongeBob's house. Next, y'all, we'll be moving on to Squidward's Tiki Head house. Let's go, guys. So starting off with Squidward's house, I'm going to be doing the block palette. This is one of the easiest block palettes aside from Patrick's house because it only uses these 6 blocks. We have your blue terracotta block. We have the gray wool block. We have the blue stained glass. We have the warped trap doors. We have a dark oak door and a dark oak trap door. And that is it, guys. And you don't even need this gray wool, as it's just for texturing. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have gray wool, no worries. Just use your blue terracotta and it'll still look like a really great house. So guys, let's get started on the build. So Squidward's house is going to be a little bit taller of a house. So there's a few extra steps in this one, so just be sure to follow along closely, guys. We're going to be starting off with the same base that we started off with SpongeBob's house. I wanted to keep all of these houses the same size. That way they all kind of stayed in proportion, like you see in the cartoon. They're all really the same size, so they start with the same base of this 5 by 2 by 2 by 5, like so. And we're going to build this up 5 times, and it's going to look just like this. Now, because there are no blue blocks like this that are staircases, that are slabs, we're not going to be doing any staircases or slabs on it. However, there is one layer where you're going to be adding one extra full block onto it. So I'm not going to be showing you, so I'm not going to need to show you any extra steps here. I'll just show you what it looks like as we build it. Next, we're going to be doing this next pattern 3 times. So here is the pattern. We've got a 3 and then 3. And then we're going to turn the corner and go 3 and 3 and repeat that pattern all the way around. It's kind of an odd shape, but when you put it onto the build, it looks a little bit something like this. And this is going to help to create this kind of face nose shape here later on when we get to that detail. This next one we're going to be doing 2 times. It is very similar to the first one. It is a 3, but then it's 2 and 1 instead of 3. So it's 2 and 1 and then 2 and then 3, and that's going to go all the way around. It's one of your more classic circle shapes. And when we place it on the build, it's going to look something like this. Now this is where we're going to be placing that full block. I just marked them out in this light blue wool just so you can easily see. Just in this one corner block here, we're going to be placing a block of the blue terracotta right on top of there on each one of these corners, so that it'll look something like that. Next, moving on, our circle gets a little bit smaller, and we're going to build this next pattern 2 times going up. So we're going to build this pattern, another kind of classic circle. It's a 5 and then 2 singular diagonal blocks there with a 5, and then repeat that pattern all the way around. When we add it to the build, it looks a little something like this right here. Alright guys, this next pattern you're only going to be doing 2 times. It's another simple one. It's 3 by 2 by 2 by 3, repeating that pattern all the way around like that. And when you place it on the build, it looks something like this. Next, guys, this pattern will be repeated twice, same as the last one. It is another kind of classic, really tiny, small circle. It is a 5 with a 1 diagonal block, and just repeat that pattern going all the way around. And when you place it on the build, it's going to look like this. Closing in on being done, guys. This next layer is the second to last. It is a very simple square layer. It is a 7 by 7 square. And when we place it on the build, it looks something like this. And our last pattern is going to be the top of the house. It is a fairly simple 5 with a missing corner with a 5 right like that, and then you're going to fill in the whole top. And when we place it on the build, it looks like this. So guys, that is the basic shape of the Squidward house. Let's move on to the details of the face. So here is what you're going to be doing to add the face onto it. These will turn into blue terracotta blocks. And I highly recommend too, if you do go through and texture, that you do not texture this nose piece right here, as that will help it to stand out from the rest of the build. That is also one of the reasons why I do like to texture this, is because it will really help it to stand out. But what you're going to do is you're going to come 3 up from the bottom, and then you're going to do this pattern here. You're going to go 3 wide, and then you're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to go 6 up like that. And then these 3 right here in the back are actually already there. I just placed that there to show you that that makes part of the nose. So realistically, that will already be there for you. You won't need to add anything on, but you will need to add this middle piece right here, just to give a little bit of a rounded look and to transition us into our thinner piece going up right here. You're going to place 3 terracotta blocks going up in a column like this. And then we're going to transition into the eyebrow, which is just 3 on either side, and then you're going to just extend these 2 back to the wall just to make sure that there's no gap, and then it looks like it's coming directly out of the stone. And with that, guys, you have the nose done, and it's going to look like this. Now, here are the only features that are on Squidward's house. Now, his front doorway is very simple. I actually did this wrong, so I'm gonna fix this for you live. There, that's better. So it's actually sunk in one. You don't have it all the way up out underneath the nose. I sink it in one because his is sunk in the cartoon. And it's just your trapdoors, same as with SpongeBob's house, except sunk in and not outlining on the side. And then your door in the middle. And then for your eyes, it really simply is just breaking out the 4 pieces that are underneath the brow and next to this like nose ridge you got going on here. And then you're just going to outline the sides with these warped trap doors. And then you are fully complete with Squidward's house, other than texturing. But again, that, guys, you do on your own. And remember, do not texture the nose or the brow to help it to stand out. And last, y'all, we're going to be doing Patrick's rock house, guys. Let's get to it. So, guys, for Patrick's house, it is just as simple of a palette as Squidward's house. It is a dark oak block, so the one that is all the way around. You could use the regular logs for this if you want. I just find it's easier to hide the circles because you want this dark color to go all the way through. Then you also have dark oak stairs, a dark oak slab, and a dark oak door. Then you also have the oak fence and the oak trap door for his little weather vane on top. And that is all you need, guys, so let's jump right in. So, guys, same as all the other houses, we're going to be starting with our same bottom pattern, except this one we're only going to be doing twice. So it's our 5 by 2 by 2 by 5, repeated all the way around. And when we place it down, it's going to look like this. Now, we will be doing stairs for Patrick's house, so I'm going to go around and show you the layout for these. We're going to be doing the same kind of concept as we did for SpongeBob's house, where each layer is like a slice that we're trying to round off to create as much of a dome shape as we can for this rock. So every piece after this is only going to be used once, guys, so I didn't want to put signs in front because I didn't want to do that. I'm lazy, okay? It's fine. So we're going to be doing this pattern once just on top of our last layer. It is a 3 by 2 by 1, our classic circle shape. And when we place it down, it's going to look like this. And here we're going to bring our dark oak slabs in on these 3 corner pieces like so. This next shape, again, we're only going to be doing once. It is another kind of classic circle shape. A 5 by 1 by 1 by 5, just going all the way around like that. And when we place it on, it's going to look something like this. Now we're going to be coming through with our slabs again, doing 3 in the middle on each side. And on each one of these corner blocks, we're going to be doing the slab as well. So it's going to look something like this. Our second to last layer is right here. Now, these aren't going to be stripped. This I just did so you can easily see exactly how wide this is supposed to be. Hello, pig. But it's going to be 5 by 1 by 5. Going all the way around. You're going to then fill in one whole layer going around inside, and don't forget to add the pig. And when you add that layer on, it's going to look something like this. Now the inside layer is going to get completely covered up by our slabs. Now you don't have to do these pressure plates. I didn't add them into the block palette as they're completely up to you. It doesn't really look hardly any different when you do it. I just like that little bit of texture, and it's that little gradual slope that you get from down here. It just kind of helps a little bit. Not much, but you know, I'm crazy, guys, so it is what it is. But anyway, this is the pattern you're going to put on. This is what it's going to look like, and then we got our one final layer to put on, which is this layer right here. It's the same as SpongeBob's top layer. It is a 3 with a gap, and then 3, and then you fill in like that. And when you place it on, it's going to look something like this. So finally, guys, we're moving on to the details. His weather vane on top, we're going to be doing 3 oak fences going up, and then 1 on either side. And then off of those fences, we're going to add the gates. And that just goes directly in the center of the rock up here. And the very last thing you're going to do is at a door to the center so you can get in. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me on this episode. I hope you guys were able to follow along and build at least one of these houses in your survival world. I had a ton of fun making these. I hope you guys had fun building these with me. These seem to be one of my more popular ideas. My Gravity Falls Mystery Shack is actually one of my most viewed videos on my channel, so I'm going to be trying to do more of these. So if you have a suggestion for a house, specifically like a cartoon house that you want to see built, drop it in the comments, let me know, and I will try my best to get to it as quickly as I can. But yeah, if you like this video, guys, be sure to leave a like, and if you like my content, leave a subscribe so that you guys can know when I drop new content. But anyway, guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!